a score to settle here. They have some revenge that needs to be exacted on the OpTic team. Terrible, terrible performance on Cobblestone. But what do you think, Sam? Are you with Mo and Moses on this one?
I think that their NiP's pride has been wounded here, man. What happens when you wound the pride of a lion? I don't know. I'm trying to get really deep with this, but basically what I'm saying is that NiP have the experience to just bounce back. You wound the pride of a lion, he rips your head off. That's what I'm trying to get to here. NiP, I think they're going to come out the gates just completely trying to rush down OpTic, show no respect, run them over, and well, look at OpTic. The same kind of thing here. Actually, they've got Rush pushed all the way up to top mid. He's looking for a fight. And OpTic right now, they go for the stack on the B side as well with 3. So they were kind of going for that catch-all sort of approach to things here. Rush pushing all the way up to mid, was looking for an early rush to mid from NiP, but now they start to fall back.
Look at NAFly. He is winning this round for OpTic just by being here. Doesn't have to kill a single person this round. Just being in this position is a winning move. Right now, Stan, Rush, and Mixwell are all lined up in the same position. They're stacked on the bomb site, and they should win it, but they're not. Stan is now alone and fighting out in the open, and he's going to get run down. Great headshot. Stan coming through, but he's simply out of bullets, and that's going to be Naf and Daps are left. OpTic. Shame for shame. That should have been a win.
Oh, and he just gets the spot on NAFly as well. Now the game is up. He's lost the advantage of the element of surprise basically going into it. Daps will find the headshot on Pyth. It's below bank, and Daps has still got that kit, so they still have a little bit of time to work with here. He's getting caught in a bit of a backstab scenario here. Daps looking for the kill, and he's got to, no, it's NAFly who finds it. Now the last man alive on the site, and that is Get Right, but Daps, even with the kit, there's not going to be enough time. NAFly, even if he finds this kill, will not make it happen in the end. Both of them go up with the bomb, and NiP, after the rush onto the A site, they managed to hold, but just barely. Barely.
If you wanted to put yourself on tilt, if you wanted to make sure that you had the opposite start to the one that you had on Cobblestone, this would be a great way to do it. Absolutely great way. I mean, it's almost impossible that you get to sneak that far up without anyone seeing you. When you finally do, you could do what they just did, which is stack 3 men on the A bomb site, which in itself is rare, and they were ready. They knew NiP were coming, and still they could do nothing about it. That's going to shake your confidence just a little bit. And still was a close round, but that's like a 99% round, I would say.
It should be, at least, and it did play out that way. And OpTic, well, taking a page out of NiP's book, actually. They're not going for the Kevlar. They're really looking to get quite a bit of nades going in the 4th round buy, so we'll see what they can do here. They have the P250s, the CZs. They're going for a bit of a gamble here, putting some pressure towards Restroom. Stanislaw is bait, basically. He's been boosted up above Daps, so this is just to try and draw NiP in, but Exist is there. 2 kills for him. Stanislaw will find the headshot on Force. That was a wall bang through the tree, but Exist with the pre-fire catches Stanislaw opening, well, walking route into the open, rather. Still getting 1 kill out of that scenario isn't too shabby for OpTic. If they can get a second one, if NAFly can come up with something here.
Yeah, maybe if he could hide behind the boxes somewhere. NiP are just waiting for him at the moment. They're just all set up, expecting him to be flanking somewhere. I mean, I guess this is sort of like a back-to-basics kind of thing. You could certainly tell that NiP are a little bit worried about what happened on the first map, right? So they want to play this one real safe.
Well, they're using the same approach that OpTic used, right? Slow, steady, measured play, watching each other's backs, going back to the fundamentals. This is how you handle an anti-eco. What do? You group up together as a unit. And so you can't get picked off one at a time. You're going to constantly have a couple of guns facing all of the angles here. And so you just keep control of the situation. This is very, this is fundamental CS basically that NiP are displaying for everybody here. OpTic, they try to set a trap. Boom, it gets shredded because there's just so many people for NiP in one spot. And so Naf, he's managed to pick up that MAC-10. He's got a smoke to play with as well, so he'll probably be trying to hold on to this for the next round. Currently just waiting to see if he can find an exit frag somewhere. It would be nice with this MAC-10, a little bit of bonus money.
And maybe see if that's going to be possible. Again, NiP moving as a unit all around, and you can't really complain about that. Freiburg being left behind, just making sure there's no ninja diffuse coming through. Just that would be terrible, wouldn't it? NiP, I think right now they just need to lay the foundation of a good map here. Just get the basics in, get some good rounds from the T side. Naf going to be going down and giving up that MAC-10, leading us into the 3rd round here. And OpTic still cannot buy, obviously. Let's see if they're going to show us something in the 4th round. But right now, Just some upgraded pistols.
Yeah, Stanislaw had a little bit of bonus money, so he's going to drop it onto Kevlar there with the P250 to back it. Daps gets a P250. Mixwell should not be picking up anything at all if he wants to have a chance of getting that AWP. So he will be staying on that USP. Hardy go from him. Rest of them spending just a little bit of cash here. And they're going out for the long stack, basically. OpTic, they want to just charge up here, get real aggressive, and hope that NiP kind of walk around the corner without flashing.
Yeah, but the big difference is NAF actually has a flashbang, and he's at a range where he could pop that flash and they'll never see it coming. It's just going to be an instant pop. Not setting it up quite yet. They need to find a moment to do it, and now Exist is already tearing into them. That's a good shot, and Forrest following it up, so it's way too late. The flashbang not even being thrown here from NAF. It's a bit of a shame, because that was a good idea. Rush and NAF left over at long. The entire NiP team right on the other side. That's going to be around 3-0.
Great start there for Freiburg. They recover it as well. JW here in person. No. So, well, apart from JW being here, obviously, this was a solid anti-eco. They managed to maintain the Galil control as well here. So, OpTic showed some creativity with their setup, but it's not going to pan out. Now it gets interesting, though. OpTic now have the money to go for the buy. They have that AWP picked up on Mixwell. He did manage to get it in the end. Everybody else fully equipped, and look at these smokes already going out here from NiP, not wasting any time at all. Straight into mid. Two of them just boxing in Mixwell, forcing him to fall back. And in the meantime, the rest of NiP pushing up on long very aggressively. All they have to worry about is that one entrance into restrooms now.
Oh, great shot from Mixwell. That's actually a very cool strat from NiP. I think that probably works. The timing works out so that if you are holding where the smoke is and you want to fall back towards where NiP were coming from, you'd run right into that squad of 3 members just running in there. Forrest covering them from behind as Python Exist are moving up. It's going to be a trade early on. Exist coming through with a second kill on Daps, and NAF going to be going down. And that's where the round turns in favor of NiP. Rush and Stan can't really do anything at this point. Might as well just save the rifles. Fourth round for NiP.
And this is working out perfectly for NiP because they're managing to maintain their money. And in the meantime, they're wrecking OpTic's economy. If they're going to constantly be putting OpTic in these situations where they need to save guns, it means that the bank, I mean, OpTic are never really going to have all of the nades that they want. They won't all have the kits. They're always going to be limited on their gear. That makes life a lot easier for NiP. So right now, you have to give it to them. A little bit of a creative strat there coming out from Threat. And it all works out perfectly for NiP. Mixwell also not really, I mean, you know, kind of expected to see him really tearing it up. But he's only sitting on the 1 kill right now. So Mixwell needs to start waking up here, I think. He's one of those key players for OpTic who could make the difference here.
Yeah, I mean, that 1 kill happened right at the beginning of this round, right? So that's really good, but the fact that Exist wins both those fights, I think is just too much to handle, right? Because suddenly that means NAF is in this terrible position where he's sort of stuck outside of the bomb side, not really making it work. So 5th round is coming up, and they save 2 rifles. They buy a little bit of armor on NAF because he had the money for it anyway. But apart from that, I don't expect too much out of OpTic in this round. And again, this is normally a CT-sided map. So right now, NiP are off to a very, very good start and a bit of a charge coming through. Going to be a bit of a return on that. Get right going down. Stan picking up the kill. Now they're rotating back into the bomb side. They got everybody here. They even stole that AK. There's a shot, and Rush is going to be going down. And NiP pushing on. Pipe picking up 2 kills, and Mixwell dying as well. Pipe with all 3 kills.
Mixwell just asleep right now. Not nearly as fast, as quick as we saw yesterday. Nafly will get the flank on Pipe. Misses the opportunity for a backstab shot onto Exist, though. And so it will be on Daps. 1v3, retake scenario for him. Yeah, surprising to see that Mixwell, I mean, he even gambled. He stayed in the incendiary there just to hope to pick somebody off. But for an Opera, that was pretty, you know, slow reaction time from him. A little bit surprised to see him messing up there. Exist gonna spot out Daps, so now it's all on Daps, hoping to get lucky with the headshot, and it's not gonna happen. Exist just going full 360 MLG on him. And a 5-0 lead here for NiP on their T side of Overpass. So this is just opposite day, Anders. Well, you know, OpTic, they just dominate on the first map. Right now, NiP are setting themselves up for a fantastic first half. Freiburg and Exist, look at their money.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job at the moment here, and especially Exist getting a lot of kills. Freiburg and Forest, Freiburg and Get Right and Forest are still a little bit out of it, but as long as they're winning, I'm all right with it. It's Rush and Mixwell who are doing quite well on the first map that need to have more of a presence here, and look at the speed with which NiP are just charging in here. friberg all the way in, a little bit of a wall bang, a little bit of a jump, very aggressive and making a lot of noise. And so far for OpTic, they're holding quite far back on the map. Mixwell has fallen all the way back, NAF is there. They're just not trying to take any early fights with NiP, and that's not always a good idea on this map. You do want to make sure that the terrorist team has to fight for map control.
And they're going for the boost now, friberg. friberg looking for the angle. Gotcha. So it is going to be the push coming in here from NiP, looking to split onto the site from long and from mid for now. And they're even going to get the counter boost going out here. A little bit of a clever play coming in from Forest. He'll drop off the top of Exist, and that nearly just puts him right in line with Mixwell, who's holding the angle. And Mixwell, that's all he is waiting for at this point for Forest to overextend. You can see it's this duel. Who's going to be the most patient between both of these oppers? They're waiting for the first one to crack, to get over aggressive basically and step out. And there it is, the jump, and he gets the duel. Forest lands the shot.
See, Forest just walks in, Mixwell probably picks up the kill, but because he actually jumps over, it works out, and Forest coming into it here, picking up a second kill of the round, and we're looking at a 4-3 scoreline, or 4-3 right now, and Forest looking for one more shot. He's gonna get it on Rush, and now Daps and Stan are left, trying to fight. All the fights are happening inside the smoke here. Daps does pick up a really good double kill, but it is not enough to save the round. 6-0 at the moment, and 7th round coming up here. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying for Mixwell.
That's basically what makes you so frustrated. You can see, man, he's just like, I held that angle for how long, and then I get picked off. Just the frustration that you get.
I almost wish we could sort of rewind time and tell Forrest to try and go for a regular peak, because I'm quite sure Mixwell wins that fight.
Exactly.
It's the fact that he jumps over the angle that Mixwell's holding, and then Mixwell has to adjust. Pretty interesting mind game coming out there from Forest. Now, we're back again. Some armor, some upgraded pistols. Sneaky Max 7 coming out of Stan, and he's holding right at the edge here. Exist is going to win the fight, though. Whoa. And that's a big kill.
Down to 3 HP Exist. Forest catches out NAP. Bit more damage going on here. Mixwell not quite going to find it. And there's the angle, but he's not going to get it in the end. Rush, Mixwell, and Daps, the last 3 alive here for OpTic. NiP, so far they're hanging in there, man. They're still on the other side of the map. They're still on T-spawn side of the map, NiP. They've been so aggressive, OpTic, this round, that NiP are just now starting to make moves towards that B site.
And they've got no one down there, so if NiP keep going at this pace, they're going to end up finding an empty bomb site, which if you're on the terrorist team, it's pretty much always good news. Bomb being snuck in, Daps and Rush and Mix. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be going this way if I was looking for exit kills. I think this is a tough place to find them in. Spray coming out of friberg. They will take him out. I kind of wish they would have snuck a couple of people into T-spawn just to see how that would have worked out.
Yeah, pretty clean so far. And there we go. Daps actually finding something to work with. Daps actually finding something to work with in the end. Rush and Daps in a 2-on-2. And the bomb planted ticking down, and it is going to be the flank coming in here from Rush. He's going to catch out one-for-one trade, and he gets the info to his teammate as well. He spots the second man. Forest, is he going to be able to get there in time? The shot goes in, and Daps can't clutch it. Forest comes through for NiP, 7-0 lead.
Now, that was about to be really frightening. 7-0 though, and I mean, is this like the opposite of what we were watching on Cobblestone? It seems like NiP are about to sort of, reverse the scoreline here on OpTic. And what could they do? I mean, unlike on Cobblestone, this is a map that lends itself to quite a lot of variation on the CT side. There's 100 things they haven't tried, so just continue to crack on at this point if you are on the OpTic team. They need to find out a good way to get back in the game, and very aggressive move coming out of Get Right, playing at the L bend. Smoke goes up, and he almost pre-fires Rush then.
That was so close. Rush would have been like just incredibly frustrated if he actually hit that shot. That would have probably tipped him over right into tilt mode. But still, 5-on-5, nobody picked off just yet. NiP moving into mid now, trying to get control, and there's still a focus on long right now for OpTic. Although they do have Daps holding at the entrance to restrooms, NAF and Mixwell holding over by long. NAF actually spotting them out, so the pressure is going to be on here. Can he actually hold the line? Daps is going to try and get in here to help his mate out, try and set up a crossfire. Smoke goes down, NAF through the smoke, picks up one, so close to picking up a second. Pyth, how does he live with 2 HP?
Well, now Exist is going to try and take over, flashes his way through, but Flashbang actually was largely ineffective there. Exist picking up the kill, but Pyth going to be going down, and Daps coming back with a really good double kill. And Get Right and Forest, 2 on 3, and it looks like OpTic might finally pick up a round, though Daps does go down, and we have about 38 seconds here on the clock. 2 smokes still left on NiP, and that's going to be very valuable here. If they could smoke off where Rush is covering from. Rush hasn't really done anything in this game. Mixwell neither. They need to get their heads in the round or in the game.
Yeah, Mixwell is definitely absent. It's a bit weird, you know, considering he's such a key player for OpTic. They were also very consistent in the first map for OpTic, but I guess, you know, sometimes you get that where it rolls over in your head where you start to think, wait, we could actually win this, and then you start thinking about the game too much. You're not playing fluidly. You're not just, you know, confident in your ability to close it out. You start second-guessing everything, and I'm wondering if that's what we're seeing right now from OpTic. As another retake attempt is going to come through. There is a kit on Rush with a single flash. Rush going to win the duel straight up versus Forest. So now the 1v2, but this should still favor Get Right. He's going to get that Molotov down in time to keep them off of the bomb defuse, and so he can hold so far back, and it's all about Mixwell. And no, Stanislaw, my mistake. Stanislaw going to win the duel.
And they will have time with the defuse kit here as well, so finally the round being picked up by OpTic. It is, I guess, better late than never. 7-1 for them. Nice attempt from Get Right with the Molotov long range there. Not quite working out this time. Still a good idea. AWP being picked up by Mixwell, and just to point out again, I mean, Mixwell is at 1 kill, Rush is at 3. This is the same problem that NiP were having when Forest and Get Right weren't working on Cobblestone. You really can't have a couple of members who just sort of clock out of the game and just say, nah, we're not going to play anything this round. So they need to make it back in. Mixwell is very aggressive here, and usually this position has been smoked off from NiP from way behind, and we'll see if he's going to get a chance. There's the smoke landing, Mixwell falling back, and there's the murder squad of 3 people coming up long, trying to see if they can maybe catch out Mixwell, and he's still alive. Going to go for a fight here. Spots out a couple of members. That grenade, if he had took time to line it up, it could have been perfect.
Could have been monstrous, yeah. But now he's stuck. And Get Right's already got the angle from restroom. He's just waiting for them to step out into the open, and now there's confirmation. They do get control of the angle, but Get Right steps in, shuts down Daps. It's not a fight that Daps can afford to lose. Nafly dancing on the edge of the smoke might catch Get Right, and that actually opens it up for Mixwell to go hunting. Nafly still alive. And between the two of them, they've done some fantastic work here on the A site to just pick, to whittle NiP down. So a man advantage now for OpTic.
Naf is making a lot of noise running around like this, and he's got to be really careful about that. Some shots coming through, and they knew exactly where he was. Pyth going to be picking up the kill, and making it a 3-on-3. I like this angle from Mixwell. You have to be real fast to get a kill on someone running past here, but I'm not going to doubt Mixwell if he's going to want to try this. I'm all on board. The big problem is, if they rotate back down here, Stan is the only one who's down, and they have smokes to get rid of him. So he has a choice to make. He can either try and fight for it, or he can wait for his teammates and go for a full retake. But the retake is going to be real tough as well, because they don't have any Molotovs. They have the 180 and a flashbang here, so Mixwell is coming into it. Up at the sniper high ground there. Stan picking up a kill on the bomb carrier as well. Exist going to try and take over. 2-on-3 at the moment.
That HE just dodges Exist, so he's counting his lucky stars. He's now got Forest watching over him like a guardian angel. And there's the headshot onto Mixwell. There's the wall bang onto Stan, and he could get the 3rd one as well, but Exist will find Rush first. NiP just crushing through OpTic now. This is a catastrophe for OpTic. They win 1 round, they get hard reset, back to 1,400 starting money.
That boost that goes over the wall there has become so popular now that a lot of teams are starting to check for it. And, I mean, still heads up play. Look at the reaction from Freiburg. He's so into it at this point in time. 8-1. OpTic. I'm getting a bit annoyed that there's not a tactical timeout. Because here's the, you got to make sure that the team doesn't become completely unstable. And worst right now for OpTic, they get to play a 3rd map. So the one thing they can't allow, obviously, is going into that 3rd map and being completely tilted, right? So they still have a lot to fight for on this map, even if they're far behind. They need to make sure that the team has some confidence left, and good start from Stan here, walking in and picking up a kill for Rush. Forrest waiting patiently.
Yeah. Bit of the shoulder peek. There's the flash. Misses the shot. And now Rush is going to be able to make it past and actually pick up a gun. So he has that AK to work with. Mixwell and Daps are alive as well, and they're holding in mid, where NiP, they might get funneled towards. NiP are going to have a choice. They get to go out through sewer and risk there being a stack on B, or they can work their way back towards A, up through restrooms. They're thinking about it. They're checking all the angles in connector. And it is looking like they want to get out towards B. They're going to get that sewer control right now, and that sets it up for a push onto the site. And well, Rush isn't quite in position just yet. Forrest picks up the 1 kill. That's a lurker down, but he does not expect the second man to be in just so close behind him. Mixwell, he has a chance to maybe pull a fast one, and there you go. Bo picks up 1, but he's not going to get the second. Exist turns around in time.
They should know that Rush could be in this position, and you can see them checking for it, and Exist playing very well at the moment, picking up a double for himself, also topping the scoreboard, tied with Forrest actually at 13 kills each. And I don't know, 9-1 OpTic, no money to buy at all. This is definitely not what we were hoping for coming into this game. You know, you do dabble against NiP on the first map. You want more than this.
Well, yeah, I think there's a whole lot more to give, basically. Right now, this is just incredible that we're seeing a complete role reversal. It was OpTic dominating on the first map, but now NiP on the second just come alive. Now we're seeing what they're capable of. Forrest, opening pick on Stanislaw. And it is still the stack here on the B side for OpTic. They have the 3 players holding solid, a 4th man waiting in restrooms who could try and go for the flank through connector, but there's still a man holding back there. And that is Exist, making sure that, well, you aren't going to be able to get in that backstab.
Looked like an improvised flashbang going in through the window there, but I kind of like it anyway. Get right. Sneaking in. That position that Rush is in is exactly where NiP threw the Molotov last time, so he might be in for a very bad time if Pyth decides to put his in there. Suddenly get right on the edge, ready and waiting for him to walk on out. Gonna be sneaking his way in, smoke up onto the sniper spot, and Rush still up and found. He's gonna pick up, well actually NiP is the one to pick up a kill, and the double before he goes down. A little bit of damage being put into NiP, and Mixwell being spotted, and should be going down here. A bit of a weird game going on between him and Pyth. 10-1.
And the economy for NiP stays strong. So this is now the point of no return for OpTic. They have to pick up this next round. They're already massively behind in this first half, 10-1, and they are on the favored side of this map as well, OpTic. So that just puts things in perspective for you. They have quite a lot of ground to cover here if they want to catch up to NiP, but the road starts now. 4 rifles, the force on the FAMASs just to get the nades for Daps and the kid on Stanislaw, and Mixwell now has his AWP. Mixwell, we haven't seen much of an impact at all from him throughout this entire first half, so now's the time for him to wake up and start hitting some shots. But they do manage to sneak a man onto the other side. That's Stanislaw now setting up a little bit of a trap here for Forrest. But Forrest seems to have an idea that there's a man waiting over there on the right side.
Oh, not the best start here. Stan way out in the open. Would have been impressive if he could have got a double kill for that one. Ends up trading 2 for 1. And with the bomb down that quick and Exist also covering in connector, even if OpTic are far behind, I mean, what they're doing is the right thing, just saving. There's nothing else to really accomplish here. This is dreadful, isn't it? I'm wondering if it's the map pick itself that threw OpTic off. If we are going by the idea that they had sort of massively anti-stratted NiP on Cobblestone, and they were aware of every move and every tendency, maybe they weren't expecting overpass as a pick, and as a result, maybe they haven't done the homework.
I mean, it's not a map that we actually see that often these days. It feels like it's like Train, Cobble. You're seeing those almost every series.
Yeah.
And then there's just like a sprinkling, you know. Oh, Mixwell, not gonna survive. Now that is such a big kill. Mixwell, he's not gonna be able to buy the AWP again. So hunting him down in the end, 11-1. Yeah, you can see a bit of the frustration there apparent on Mixwell's face. He knows that was a big mistake dying there. And, oh, we have just enough money to go for the force buy here on OpTic.
Yeah, you almost have to think at this point, even if you didn't, just go for it anyway. I mean, like, there isn't any point on this map. This is a map where you're supposed to get like 9-10 rounds on the CT side.
Right.
And right now you're at 11-1, so whether or not you finish, you know, 14-1 or maybe if you get a couple of rounds in, it'd work out right. Just try whatever you can at this point. And NiP, look how far up they are. Daps and Mixwell are sort of about to be wrapped around, which is very, very bad. If the terrorists get onto the bomb site and you're in restrooms there, that could really not be a good time. Freiburg doing quite a lot of damage. They still don't know Mixwell is that far up. Daps is going to be going down now. Naf is trying to get in here quick, and good shot with the Max 7. Mixwell going to be picking up the 1 kill, but now he's sandwiched in here and getting shot in the back and throwing away his rifle, not to surrender, but to pick up another one. Just didn't get a chance. Rush is right underneath them, I think, waiting to see if he's going to get a chance. Pyth jumping into what I have to assume is his own Molotov, or at least a team Molotov here. 2 versus 4.
What is that? Hits the rail. Okay, so the rail actually stops the flash. Of course it does. So, nicely done there by Pyth, demonstrating some excellent aim with the grenades. And so Stanislaw and Rush, once again, in a situation where they have to save their guns. 2 rifles. And we'll see. I don't know. It's going to be close here. Forrest pushing up. He just barely misses Rush. The timing could not have worked out better there for Rush. And so it does look like both of them. Nope, never mind. Rush gets caught. Get right coming through connector. Spots him out just in the nick of time before the round rolls over. A 12-1 scoreline now for NiP. OpTic, once again, in the force buy scenario here going into the 14th round. Well, I mean, it's a bit tough to say right now for OpTic. Are they going to try and go for early source control? Because they've been putting a lot of focus mid, and they are trying to go through the motions, right? CT side, if you're going to be effective on overpass, you need to take map control. You need to try and at least put up a fight, not allow the terrorist side to actually, get a lot of the map to work with early on. It's been a lot of action long and mid, but now it seems like connector, Freiburg, he might get caught.
Oh yeah, getting shot in the back quite a bit. Get right, setting up 1 pop flash, following up as well, running right in. Beautiful stuff there coming out, but Naf is there with the refrag, and still a pretty good job overall from OpTic, doing a lot of damage to Freiburg as well. If they could just get 1 more kill in here. This is just a disaster at this point.
I mean, this is just Freiburg kind of having fun, right? Gets that smoke down. Angle on the Molotov as well. I like it. Keeping OpTic guessing.
He can shoot through that wall that Nafly was waiting by. Now he's going to walk right in, and bit of hesitation, but there's the kill. Now, NiP, are they going to be able to best stand? He's in the corner. He's sprays down 1, and a great follow-up. And that should definitely be the round here. Forrest, 50 seconds left in a 1-on-4. Bomb, and actually Naf coming up from behind there. They got Forrest boxed in. Great shot, but nice round from Nafly there. Triple on him, double on Stan. And we're going into the 15th round.
Style points for Exist, though. Tried to use the edge of the tunnel entrance there to just bounce off of it and throw off Stan's aim, but Stanislaw, hey, he's up to a 1-for-1 ratio now at least. 10 kills, 10 deaths. You gotta look for the, you gotta look for the small things, right? Just like you're behind 10 rounds, but then at least you have 10 kills.
Yeah, I mean, on a personal note, maybe that will make him feel a little bit better. This is really, really rough right now because obviously OpTic, I mean, sort of objectively speaking, you could think, well, we won the first map heavily, we lost the second map heavily, let's go into the third map. But because you were sort of last to lose a lot, that's more fresh in your mind. NiP are going to come out of this map feeling great, and going into the third one, this kind of a loss will be really in the back of OpTic's mind at all time. Great kill from Python, actually a great double kill indeed. And grenades going out here, obviously OpTic, no more saving, they have to fight for it. Last round of the half, and a bit of a grenade going in. Are they going to try for the boost once again? They already got caught doing it once. Be surprised if NiP are not going to see it coming. And in fact, they're going to cancel that. Forrest picking up a good shot there, and almost a second one. Mixwell going down. Daps last in line.
Excellent teamwork, though, coming in from NiP. With the bait, Forrest drawing the attention. Pyth and Freiburg there to lock down the site itself. And a 13-2 finish at the end of the first half here. NiP just crushing through the defense. OpTic never really able to put up much of a fight. But now we have to see if NiP are going to be able to get that lockdown going in the pistol round. They're 3 rounds away from tying up this series 1-1 in maps. And so, I mean, if anybody is capable of it, NiP certainly are. We would have two very one-sided maps. So the only thing that would make sense is that we obviously go 30 rounds on the third map, right, Anders?
Yeah, you have to expect that may be a thing. Forrest certainly back, Get Right also getting back into it. When we come back in the second half, we'll see if OpTic stand any chance playing on the terrorist side. It'll be up after a break. Well, it is a complete reversal of what we saw on Cobblestone. NiP are back in style, finishing the first half 13-2, and OpTic just didn't stand a chance. Look at that gun, Forest gun. Yes, indeed. He did have a very, very strong performance, hitting almost every shot it seemed with the AWP, and OpTic, they could not keep up. I don't know how you come back from this. I don't think you can come back from this.
Yeah, it is a bit tough, isn't it? I mean, you start off by winning the pistol round, Anders, and then it's just one round after another, and that's all you could. That's the only way you can look at it. NiP did it to you. You should be perfectly capable of doing it to them, especially after your performance on Cobblestone here. So OpTic, not going to count them out just yet. Daps will have dropped, actually. I like it. Stanislaw, he's got a little semi-raid boss going on here. P250 and Kevlar on him. And Daps is the one going for the utility. Pyth is going to go for the same kind of play that Rush went for in the pistol round for OpTic. Pushes up the top mid just to get the info, trying to spot some players out. This is an A stack coming in here for NiP. So OpTic going onto the B site. This could actually pan out very nicely for them.
Yeah, he's just going to have to get some really good kills, but he's flashed as they cross, so that's not going to work out. He does pick up one shot there, and Freiburg also up on Sniper. He's going to get taken out by Mixwell, so very, very decent start to the round here for the NA side. Get right, charging in, almost no break on that one, and maybe should have waited a bit more for his teammate. Pyth's going to be picking up the one shot there, and Forest clicks once, almost a second headshot, still a 2-on-3 here. Exist goes down, but Mixwell, can he stop the defuse? Pyth is on it with the kit right now. Forest taking all his attention away, and there's the defuse. Mixwell, the reload taking just 2 seconds too long, and then NiP stealing the round.
Bit of a giggle there for Get Right as well. And you know that's going to equal problems for you later on down the road. If Get Right's starting to feel it, Forest as well coming into his own. This is the NiP we expected to see today. Forest leading the way, 18-3-7. Get Right, 13 kills of his own. A lot of those entries as well. Get Right taking point, which is very interesting considering he's usually seen as the lurker, the man who's going to hang out on the other side of the site where the action's taking place, hoping to catch somebody out of position on the CT side. Instead, Get Right, he's actually been charging onto the site, creating space for his teammates a lot of the time. So this is just a different NiP that we're seeing from the first map.
Yeah, and I mean, it's Gerard seems to be now, and this is what we were talking a little bit about with Fred coming on to it. That's what he told Gerard. You know, this is now what you're supposed to be doing, the active one, right? Mm-hmm. So it's definitely very interesting. Forest gonna be shutting down Nafly and OpTic. I'm a little bit annoyed that they didn't buy this round. I know they got the bomb down, but when you're down 14-2. Doing this is essentially saying, oh, we're going to try and see if we can, make it back from essentially playing 13 rounds in a row flawlessly.
Mixwell's just got the tag on Freiburg there, just pointing that out with the deagle. That is sick reactions. All right, then. All right, Mixwell, more of that. You're going to need it, because you need 13 rounds in a row for this to go to overtime and for you to dodge a third map versus NiP, who are now clearly woken up. That's it. They had their coffee. They're ready. AKs across the board here for OpTic. Not even a single smoke grenade picked up. This is all about the flash run and gun kind of style coming out here for OpTic. That's all they can hope for, I guess, because NiP are fully bought up, of course. Nobody skimping. Apart from Freiburg, he doesn't go up for a rifle. He just sticks on the UMP. But when you're on the B side up close working against short, that can be all right. That can be acceptable.
Forest then, Pyth pushed up quite a bit, and what a fight here. Pyth is just ready to close out this map. Going for the double, tapping away for a triple, very nearly taking out Mixwell, but the bomb is dropped up here, and Forest, is he getting shot by teammates or enemies? I'm not sure at this point. Stan going to be alone in a 1-on-4, and it seems like this is just it. NiP, yeah, they're not playing anymore.
No, they're not going to let OpTic recover. OpTic clearly not ready for that aggression. That was beautiful work there by NiP. Forest, fitting that he picks up the last kill of this second map. 16-2 on the second map. Yeah, and the home crowd coming alive a bit here. Mixwell just not able to give us the kind of performance that we've been expecting from him. He was in the groups, he looked solid. In the groups, he was the standout player for OpTic. In this playoff series, in this best of 3, he's just absent.
Yeah, I don't even know how to Counter-Strike anymore. That's just a little bit weird, isn't it? You end up with such a strong win on the first map, and then you just get utterly destroyed on the second one. We are going to have the analyst try and explain it for us when we come back after the break.